All right, we're all back. It's almost time. Let's get on back. We're going to thank and say goodbye to Top Gear 3 Dance Nation. Sorry, Top Gear 2 Dance Nation from Rainwave CC. And we're going to head back onto it. So,
I don't know what that means.
so every time we go on break, I just play Rainwave Radio, which just goes through a bunch of OC Remix stuff. Because I absolutely adore OC Remix. Before break, or before we left off, I should say, Roga, you were able to get your stone fashioned into a pendant with the help of Hana and her dad. Hana, you were able to kind of leave your firearms with your dad. Ember, you left the better greatsword and a request for a tiny matching greatsword with Hana and her father. And Valindra, you've just been kind of pulled around here, there, and everywhere else, unfortunately. So, Ember and Valindra, you two were headed towards your local haunt. And then, of course, Ember and Hana, you two are kind of done with what you were doing at the shop. Yes.
There was one last stop to make before local haunt.
Okay. So, we'll do you two, and then we'll do Hana and Roga. So, Riley, your character is, busily weaving her way through the streets with a very reluctant elf in tow. What is your last stop before the tavern?
Valindra, when is the last time you did something truly nice for yourself?
Probably a while.
I'm feeling the same, and I sort of got that sensation from your aura as well. We are going on a girls' day. And then, what is the most relaxing place of business in this area?
So there are
I'm looking for spas. Looking for...
Yeah, I definitely was gonna say there are quite a few spas and massage parlors. Obviously, when I say that, I mean not the happy ending kind. There's definitely you have choices in front of you, so you're able to just kind of follow your nose almost verbatim to the smells of perfume and oils and everything, and find yourself just an immaculately well kept and presented spa. And this thing is, floor to ceiling, just everything you could ask for. Oh, sorry. I'm currently caught on a blanket. So, I'm assuming that you two just want to do the full run through, make your characters immaculate and relaxed as all can be.
Ember will defer to Valindra and just say, is this something you think you would be interested in?
I suppose so. I don't really know much about it.
Oh, then let's get an education. And then, yep, full max girl spa day.
So, in what can only be, I would say what would only be described as an 80s montage, you walk in, immediately just slam your ATST on the counter and just be like, we want your best package.
The works.
The girl behind the counter just kind of looks at you absolutely confused. Is takes the ATST that they have, scans yours, sees it, and goes, "Oh, yes," immediately. And you two have the best time of your life. You start with a nice mani-pedi. You go to a sauna to get your muscles relaxed into an hour-long massage, and you feel like new people by the end of it.
Sure.
Valindra and Ember are definitely we need to do this more often.
Yes.
So
I do want to say, for the record, as they're going through this, Valindra can notice that gradually, as they're both being relaxed more and taken care of and pampered, Ember begins slowly but gradually, and by the end, it's fairly noticeable to everybody but her, literally glowing and sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Character development. Ooh.
Wow.
So
So
go for it.
now, as a quick aside, do they know that they glow or no?
Oh, they're lost in the sauce at this moment. She is just truly enjoying herself.
Well, I meant like outside of the.
Oh,
It
Okay.
seems
So
to be something that she doesn't know.
okay. So gosh, I don't know how to say. I want to say something. I don't know what to say though.
You're positively glowing.
Yeah. The whole like oh what movie is it? No. Okay. No, there's one where like someone starts glowing and they're like, "You're glowing," or something. Like as a surprise, but also like it's not a bad thing.
mm,
That makes sense.
yeah. Is that what Valinger says?
Yes.
Oh, I know. I just feel like my skin is just, oh, this is so wonderful. And that massage was exactly what I needed. I feel like I've gained so many years back off my life.
No, I mean like you're actually glowing.
Oh.
You're on fire. I know. I've been doing really good. No, you're actually on fire.
Yeah.
uh, and the moment Ember notices that, like, before she, like, before she realizes, as she realizes, she immediately stops glowing as brightly
Mm-hmm.
and then just looks at herself and then just immediately dims out and then just sort of looks at Valindra. Yeah. Yep. Really, just really good spa day.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. We should go
Okay.
meet the others.
And with that, she definitely like hurriedly just kind of like gets up, walks out. Thankfully, with your tabs being paid for, you don't have to go through any of the like payment things. And so the sun dips down. The projection of the sun dips down, I should say. Night begins to take hold of Darfjord, and the city shifts into its relaxed night mode. The sounds of work and labor dim out, and you now just have the sounds of clanking glasses, chatter, and plates are filling the streets. The smells of food are wafting through the airs, and the general just kind of atmosphere of like everyone's done a hard day's work and it's now time to relax takes hold. So the Ember and Valindra, you two are walking into your guys' tavern that you always go to, and you see kind of in the corner that Hana and Roga already there, saving a seat for you. And the four of you sit down and are just ready for a good night. So as the drinks and the food keep pouring, your favorite barkeeper there, is there and just treating you ladies fantastically. I need from all of you 4 perception rolls. Actually, yes, give me 4 perception rolls.
Oh no.
Nothing bad. This is literally just going to be for this is going to lead into my rumor system that I'm going to introduce in like 30 seconds.
Oh God, we're gonna die.
Have we been at the tavern the whole time they were spa daying?
You two probably only arrived about 15 minutes earlier.
Oh, okay.
Because you were
Nat
working.
20.
Yeah, because like you two stayed and kind of like, Hana had to talk with her dad about what she wanted for her guns and everything.
Gotcha.
And then you kind of were just like perusing the wear shop and kind of getting a good idea for like where Hana comes from and kind of the way she is. So like You've really only been there for probably like 15, 20 minutes. So we've got a 25, a 29, a 27.
17, 17, 15, 28.
You're only supposed to roll one.
You said 4.
The 4 of you. Okay. All of you, thankfully, are still not... You're still perceptive enough that you kind of know what's going on around you. So I need everyone to roll me a D100.
Does this have one of those?
If not, roll me... Well, it should have a D100.
And a 10 or just a 1?
It has
yes.
it on the dice option, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. No, just a D100.
I got a 98. I need to state for the record, I just rolled a nat 20 and then a 98. Like, Jesus Christ.
So you would roll 2 D10s. So a 21, a 98, and a 36.
72.
And a 72. Okay, let me quickly find
I'm on
these.
fire.
You are on fire. So, I have a very big list.
You're literally
I have to
on
go
fire.
Through. Okay, that one I can do. Doesn't require anything else. That one I can do. That doesn't require it. Okay. So, as the night is winding on, you all are just kind of like talking about yourselves and everyone else and just having a good time. And so, Ember, you kind of hear something that perks up your ears. So you hear off in the corner, there are some people chatting, and you hear the name Ollie kind of catch your attention. And as you listen to them, you kind of pick up that the word around the town is that Torvis, not Tarek, not Varric, Torvis, the captain of the guard, is actually much more than meets the eye, and has had his won heart by someone else in the guard, which is what some might seem to be, or say would be a scandal, but like at the same time, it's like not on a big list of priorities. However, through kind of just listening and being interested in this, you do hear that Torvis has been being oddly hard and strict with none other than the best boy, Oliver. Which, if you do not remember, Oliver is Torvis's right-hand man, Oliver Windale. He is another beastman, just like Torvis. And that while some might see this treatment as harsh, people cannot seem to help but notice that every time Ollie is around Torvis, the goodest boy's tail is always wagging, no matter the treatment. So, Ember, while not seeming to be one for gossip, cannot help but just absolutely devour this. Ember, if you remember, Oliver was actually your last foe in the Tournament of Lifts.
I do remember that, yeah.
So some time's passing, people are coming in and out of the tavern, and, as people kind of come in and out, you might expect the different groups come in and out, and for sure, that is exactly what happens. Hana, as the night wanes on and people are moving in and out of the tavern, you cannot help but notice that a few of the customers don't quite fit in with the people who are also there in the bar. And you pick up on this pretty quickly. Like, you seem to... They almost catch your eyes and only your eyes. You don't see that your party kind of reacts to them. However, the barmaid walks up, and while refreshing your drink, you kind of see her shudder just a little bit. And she kind of just goes, man, that group comes in every now and again, and I never get a good feeling from them. It's always weird, too, because word on the street is that when they started showing up, people around Darfur actually around the same time started to disappear. And, she kind of finishes topping your drinks off and just shudders a little bit and shakes her head and goes, forget I said that, and walks away. Yes?
Can I make a society check to see if I recognize their clothing or their behavior or where they might come from?
Yes. First, make me a Constitution check.
Oh shit. Nat 20 for 22.
You are... You know what? It's almost just like this alcohol isn't affecting you at all.
Not a heavy drinker.
Nope. Go ahead and give me that society check unimpeded.
Oh.
No advantage.
11.
11. So the only thing that you kind of get from these people is that they're definitely out of towners. And they're also not really good at hiding that they're out of towners. They're very much like, they're not in like your, not like creepy like black robes and everything and just kind of like, you know, skulking in the corner. But they're definitely just kind of like, you know, when someone's in a situation that they know they shouldn't be in and they have that like very shifty body language where they're looking around a whole lot and they're just kind of like hunched. Yeah. That is definitely this group, and it's only 3 people, so it's not like a huge group. It's just 3 of them have walked in, and you definitely get the feeling that like while they might be here, they feel like they shouldn't be here, and they're just very suspicious. But like they're not causing any problems or anything, and they're not like causing a racket.
Can I pop up a detect magic real quick?
Go for it.
Okay.
So you do not get any. The only magic that you feel from them is like enchantment, which kind of makes you feel like they just have some magical items on them, be it like rings or armor or stuff. So you could infer that they're just like some weird out of town adventurers, maybe. Gesundheit. You sneezed so hard it shook Riley's camera. Is that all, or you got anything else? Okay. So, as you know, the night continues on. You all are still having a great time, and shortly after that group kind of walks in and everything, there is a wave of noise that kind of washes over the tavern. And so like you all are enjoying your time off, but this sudden excitement kind of like catches you off guard. And Valindra, you kind of tune into this, and you can start hearing the patrons talk about the upcoming Guild Association pilot training, or GAPT for short. And you know, it catches your attention immediately, and you, while listening to them, are hearing that the GA is actually looking for new or seasoned pilots to help with upcoming missions. And you actually will have the opportunity to join the GAPT and gain skills as a pilot. It seems that in the upcoming days, they're going to hold signups, and this, for the first time, is actually open to not only Guild Association members, but civilians as well, which is kind of unheard of in Phaeton Moose history.
So do I like write this down on my notepad so I know when to sign up?
Yeah, you could do that.
Or I guess my ATST.
Yeah. I mean, if that is Valindra interested in that type of thing, or would she share that with her party? Because like this is something that like, again, like, you know, for example, like, you know, maybe like Hana and Roga are talking and Ember is like really tuned into the conversation, and you're just kind of like nodding along and like, you know, but your ear kind of catches that and you just are, you know, drawn to that attention immediately.
Did you guys did the rest of you hear about the pilot training that's about to happen?
Pilot training?
Yeah, apparently the GAPT is gonna hold a pilot training with signups in a couple of days that basically anyone can sign up for.
I wouldn't mind.
So,
question
answer.
to the DM out
Yes.
of game. Like as far as like pilots go, is this like a more of like a specific job skill rather than like a driver's license? You know what I'm saying?
So, we can actually put a pause on here, and I can actually answer that question. So the way the rumors are going to work is that these are story beats for you all to follow now. And some might just be silly little things. Some might actually be, you know, possible dungeons or things like the GAPT. So what the GAPT is going to do is if the 4 of you go, or even if 1 of you goes, which I don't know why only 1 would, I strongly suggest that all 4 of you sign up together. If the 4 of you go, you would actually go and complete the class, and like that would be like, let's say you do it, of everything that is, you all choose to do this first. So next session we would start and we would go through what the training course would be. I would explain what ship-to-ship combat is going to be, how it would work, but also completing the GAPT will give you specific skills for the roles that you try. So just like you would have perception or nature or engineering, going through the pilot training course will give you skills as a navigator, as a pilot, as a gunner, as an engineer, and as a captain. So those are the 5 skills. They all are going to give you bonuses to roll. The only one that is actually required is a pilot. So you cannot fly a ship without a pilot. There is not AI such as that in this universe. And each of them will have their own roles, and each of them will have their own bonuses that they can give. And as you guys pilot more and more, there's going to be a milestone system for it that'll unlock not only skills that won't cost you anything for levels, but as well as different actions you can take during vehicle combat. So a good example is they all kind of synergize together. Aside from pilot and gunner, they're very I guess action or combat based jobs, if you want to call it. But the navigator can explicitly so the navigator can help both the gunner and the pilot. The engineer can help with the actual ship itself, and the captain can give bonuses to everyone else. So it's basically like, I guess, 2 support roles and then 3 main roles. Also, Dom, I don't remember where that button is, otherwise I would hit it. But and then we'll go more into depth if you guys decide to go into that one. But basically, that's the TLDR of what the pilot system or vehicle system will be for this campaign. And of course, like you asked last time, because we weren't live for that, yes, you will be able to get your own ship, and yes, you will be able to do ship-based missions. It's not a one-and-done type thing. So I think, as Aaron put it, y'all can be sky pirates.
Make the moolah.
Yep, make the moolah.
I require sea shanties if we become pirates, just saying.
Well, would they be sea shanties or would they be space sea shanties? Because
Yes.
Yes.
Sky shanties, bitches.
Okay, yeah, sky shanties. All right. Well, you know what? I will leave that up to the party to decide what those sound like. And if you can find me royalty fee.
Oh, you do not want to tempt me on this.
What the hell?
Royalty free, TOS safe.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I had to put that little disclaimer on there.
No, you're fine.
We can use that as background music for the ship-based portions of the campaign.
We got
Nice.
the music.
I know we have the music. But yeah, so does that kind of answer what you were asking, where it's not really like a job or a driver's license, but it does give you skills that your character can use?
I get. So, like, we should all of the jobs are under the one training.
Yeah.
It's not like this is specifically for the person who's going to be the pilot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like a good way of thinking about it is that, like, while Hana has skills as an engineer, she does not have skills as a ship's engineer, right? So the way you would learn this is going through the gapped class. And it's definitely going to be kind of like a montage class. It's not going to be like a sit down and I explain in excruciating detail each of the roles you're going to do. I'm going to make handouts, and then, you know, based on the jobs that you decide to go for, you'll each get a handout, and then as you get more skills, I'll introduce them, and then we'll kind of explain what it is and kind of, you know, let you guys tactically talk about how you want to use that or how you can use that. That being said, do not be a team of 4 pilots, as only one person can pilot a ship.
I thought we all had to be a pilot for our own separate ships.
No, so each team should have one pilot, and the ships are.
Oh, so this is like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. So, I've taken the Pathfinder 2 has a very good system for vehicle-based combat. I have taken that and I have basically made it a better Spelljammers, where it actually makes sense. Yes, I know that you and I have opinions on how bad
Wizards of the Coast is foaming at the mouth right now.
I know. I have tried very hard to make this actual good, crisp, crunchy feeling space combat.
We got Discord. We got Discord in the actual play, folks.
The main difference too is going to be that
it's good.
yes. Okay. The second main difference is that while like if some of you choose to do the support roles, you will not directly be interacting with things. However, you will greatly shape the tide of battle, because each one of you only gets one action in combat, right? It's not the 3 actions like normal combat. Your ship will get a total of 4 actions, and using those actions appropriately will get you victory in combat. So it's not just something like, oh, the pilot's going to move the ship here. Is the pilot going to move the ship there, or are they going to take defensive measures while moving forward? Are they going to do defensive actions? Like, how your ship is placed is going to be very important, because if you take too much damage to your port side, your pilot might need to be able to plan maneuvers out, you know, to hide the port side from the enemy. Well, how are they going to do that if they don't know the layout of the space in front of them? Well, that's where your navigator comes into role. The one thing I'm trying to really work on right now is that if anyone has played some of the older editions of Warhammer 40k, this is going to be the best bet, but we're going to be using scatter die, meaning that you are not always guaranteed to move in a straight direction forward that you want. Because of, you know, things like solar winds and stuff like that. So the navigator, the captain, and the engineer are going to be able to help the pilot make sure that that chance of, or that margin of error becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. So not only is the pilot's skill super important, but also the supporting skills. But at the same time, if your gunner's flying blind, your navigator, your pilot, or not, sorry, not pilot, your navigator, your captain can help the gunner. So it's going to be very much like I'm building this to where the team feels like they're actually a team, and you're not just 4 individual people on a boat doing stuff, you know? And if you have read the Spelljammer rulebook, it definitely feels like you're 4 people on one floating thing that are each doing their individual thing. There's no synergy, and it's really just, you're basically playing a fighter in space. Like, your actions are super basic.
Are we gonna run into Spac Jero?
Look, I know I make really terrible like pop culture references. They're not gonna be that bad.
What? That was my idea.
I know, I'm calling you. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so and again, that's not gonna be something that I immediately throw you guys into. You 4 are gonna get handouts. We're gonna explain. That's definitely going to be probably much more of a crunchier session, because it's gonna be going over and doing practice stuff as you would if you were in actual pilot school. Because, you know, that's going to be a system that you all can use.
Oh my god, it's like that VR Star Trek game.
That actually is kind of where I got the idea from it. I got it from LoJax, from Warframe, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I was like, what if we took this system but made it in space and team-oriented? So.
Yes.
Yep. But yes, so that is one of the reasons why everyone in the tavern seems to be so excited, is because this is a huge opportunity. Because there's also rumors that the team that scores the highest through the gapped program actually gets their own ship. They don't have to buy it out of pocket.
Challenge accepted.
So let's see. I have to go find. Roga was 21. All right. So the night is winding down. You all have been kind of, you know, having a good time. Each of you has been indulging in your favorite drinks, your favorite food, and the much needed vacation has been, you know, it's only night 1. but you all already feel very rested. This is the first time that you haven't been like, well, what's around the corner for me? And so you're able to actually decompress. As the night goes on, though, Roga, you actually hear that in a nearby town, there are rumors that a clan of dwarfs claiming to be Emberbeards have actually shown up, and that they that not much is known about them, and that they're also claiming to be from your ancestral island in Phaeton Lambda. You can't really get a whole lot of information from these people because they're just kind of like intermingled. It's like two people kind of talking on their way out, but you definitely immediately were just like, wait, what, who, where? And you're kind of just left to sit with those thoughts.
Do I know where this neighboring town is?
So the closest town from Darfur is Darfar, and so you could either it's pretty likely that that's where they're holding up, I should say.
Okay. How far away is it?
So because of the work that you all did, Darfar is actually a full day's travel by caravan.
Okay.
All right. So
how much vacation time do we got left?
you all have enough to do 1, 2, or possibly 3 things in these story beats. The big thing is more of the order of operations in which you all want to do it. So we are going to be wrapping up soon, so I would say, why don't the 3 of you, not 3 of you, oh my god, sorry, why don't the 4 of you talk about which one of these 3 things you want to enact on first?
Darfar, really?
What?
Darfar, really?
Darfur and Darfur. Did I say I did actually. Either way, Darfur and Darfur. Yeah, Darfur. Now I have to look at, how did I fucking...
Far?
I might have actually said it Darfar. Yeah, Darfur and Darfar, I think is how I did it. Oh, well, I'll look up show notes later and correct myself.
Again?
I'm gonna throw something at you. Possibly a cat. Yes.
So what were the 3 things? I remember there's the pilot thing, obviously.
All right.
Yes.
There's
So, Captain of the Guard is strict with his best boy, and he has a lover. Unclear if best boy is the lover.
Oh.
There were a few weird people that showed up in the bar.
Shifty AF people.
Yeah, shifty out-of-towners. There's the Guild Association pilot training. Obviously a priority. And then there are Emberbeards in Darfar.
Wow, I was really role-playing my character and didn't tune into any of those first 2.
You're method acting, Tori. You
Seriously, when you were like, you weren't paying attention, and then you just heard pilot's training, and I was like, I wasn't paying attention.
You're like, yes, I am 100%. I have stepped into Valindra's skin. I am here. Here we go.
Yeah, you said my name, and I was like, I'm paying attention now? What's up?
Every time I hear Darfur, I'm like, why are we talking about Sudan?
Yeah, it's Darfur and Darfar. Darfar and Darfuir.
Okay.
Did you relay the Emberbeard rumor to us?
What was that? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure if any of us, other than the pilot stuff, I wasn't sure if any of us said anything about the other stuff, but...
I would just clock the shifty people. Not said much.
Gotcha. I'll say, so there's a rumor that my family's in a nearby town.
Do you want to go see them?
Well, I think it might be nice. I honestly, I don't think I've seen my dad in like 50 years.
I think we should.
So if he's there, it's probably, like, as a daughter, I should go, right?
What do you want to do?
Well, I think I want to take the pilot training.
I definitely
Yeah, honestly, there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and I don't really care about any of that.
You're like, family, disappearances, boats?
I will
boats.
say, I don't know if you all caught that not so familiar looking group earlier, but apparently some folks have been disappearing since they showed up in town.
Oh,
So there's a few avenues we could explore outside of pilot training.
does that count as work though?
Well, I mean, it's not on the payroll.
Yeah, it's kind of like vigilanteism if you think about it. Like, you're not, like getting an official documentation or anything. Y'all are just doing, being your friendly neighborhood door haters.
My work is, commissions and work at the shop and being an engineer. So I don't think that's considered work for me. It just seems like something you can fill my time.
So in that case, it sounds like community service.
Yes, yes.
That doesn't sound like a paycheck.
Well, and for you, it would be literally a family vacation. You're going to see family.
Well, I think we decided we're going to take the pilot training.
Can we do more than one thing? When's the pilot training?
I'm physically incapable of doing more than one thing at a time.
Not at a time. Order of operations. When is the pilot training?
So pilot training would be in several days. If you decide to do that first, it would be tomorrow. If you decide to do it last, it would probably be a week from now.
We could either do this tomorrow, or we could do it in a week.
So if we do it tomorrow and we win, though, we'd be able to take a ship around and do more.
I wouldn't know how much.
So the thing I'm kind of picking up is pilot gapped first, right? So I feel like that's kind of a unanimous minus Valindra because she's been.
Well, I want to do the pilot.
All right. So unanimously, you have all decided to do gapped first, which means that what luck there is an opening in classes in the morning.
Is it too late to sign up?
No, probably not.
Not with Amazon Prime.
I mean, like
We'll
you
show up in the middle of the night and just sneak our names on the list.
yeah, just like drunkenly stumble to it and just be like write it at the top in between like the first two. They won't notice. Okay, so then while there does seem to be interest in the other two, we'll definitely plan for doing gapped first. So with that being said, this was a shorter session just to kind of get us back on our feet and kind of get some story beats under everybody. So we are going to call it there. We are going to be back in 2 weeks. On March 25th will be our next session when we go live. Of course, the first half of this stream is going to go on YouTube in the upcoming week. The second half is going to pop up shortly thereafter. But yeah, so that'll be it for us from Phaeton / Out of Alignment over here. Do definitely keep an eye out. We have some pretty cool projects in the works starting hopefully in the next couple months. And you'll be seeing a lot of all of us, or a lot more of all of us, I should say. So with that, I think that's going to be good for me. And then we'll see you all next time. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And stay healthy and safe out there. Goodbye.